they're going to have some fun. They're just not just trying to promote. That changes everything.
Right.
Because then they're much more relaxed. When somebody comes on with a promoter mindset, they're never as relaxed because
No,
they
no.
feel this like a laundry list of objectives.
Plugs,
But
right.
yeah,
Yep.
so you get somebody who's just like, hey, I'm happy to be here and let's rap, like she was. I thought it went really great, and I can't wait to have him on. He was a very strong radio voice. He's going to be
Yeah.
a good guest just in an audio aspect as well.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be solid. And you know what? There's some interesting stories there. Like I got the sense with her, she didn't want to reveal. So I didn't want to prod too much. I figured she'd probably
Right.
say, well, they have to read the book, and I didn't want to hit a
Sure,
question where
sure,
she says that. But I
sure.
really want to hear, like, maybe we can get
I
something
think
from him.
he's going to spill the beans a little bit more. He
Yeah.
seems like he wants to discuss it a little bit more in depth, you know?
Yeah, I mean, give me a little something you saw or heard, or take us through
Right.
like, an experience. Walk us through from your eyes one night or whatever. You know what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, I think guests like that are really neat when you slip them in, because I know we do a lot of the I know we do a lot of the investigators. And
Yeah.
I like bringing in the people who've had the actual experience as well.
Sure. Just the victims. Just the victims. That
Victims.
they're not looking
Wow.
for trouble. Right. I agree. No, it's going to be cool. Like I said, I want to mention. I want to mention to him that his wife didn't share their experiences, and what did that do? What did that do for the whole dynamic? Because did they think that each other was crazy at some point or another, or I mean, especially when you mentioned that it broke up the neighbor's marriage, the renters.
Right.
What happened to them? I mean, that's of course it's it would be kind of uncomfortable to get in touch with them, but I'd love to talk to those people and see exactly.
So we're on the same page. I was thinking the same exact thing, to
Yeah.
track down the neighbor and find out what they went through in the same exact property.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I'm curious.
it was very interesting to me that Ed used the word tormented a few times, and I'd like to get further into that.
Right.
Was tormented and his sister passed and all of this. I'd love to get further into what exactly you mean. What did she describe? How is somebody tormented?
Yeah.
That is a very, very
That's a strong
harsh.
word.
Yeah,
That's a strong word. That's not just random experiences.
exactly.
Tormented is basically just consistent,
Ongoing.
consistent haunting and right. I just yeah. I'm
Did you
totally.
did you ever see the it's a comedic YouTube video, and it's a guy who is essentially tormented by a demon type who tries to kill him, and eventually I think he does with a spoon. Did you
No,
ever see that?
no.
Well, basically he spends this 14-minute short film trying to run away from this demon who just follows him around, whapping him with a spoon. That's all he does. That's torment.
Oh, I think I have seen that. He's just trying to stab him with it, and it doesn't do anything, and he's just poking it into him.
Yes.
Yes, I think I have seen that.
That's torment. That consistent, just
Right.
driving you up the wall. And I'd like to understand, because he mentioned some of the neighbors brought that up, and his sister. What did they describe
Yeah.
that you could say with such positivity and confidence in his voice that these people were tormented?
Well, I'll tell you something. To me, it's very serious that he categorizes his sister's death with the experience that she had, because to me that's okay. So if you have a close member of the family that you lose, and apparently she was pretty young, I don't think if you were making up your paranormal experiences, that would be your first idea to say, well, let me relate my experience with my sister to what happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, like we said before, it lands a little more weight to it that he says she was tormented to the point that it actually led to her death. I
Right.
mean, I think that's what I got from it. I don't know if that's what you got from it, but that's what I
That's
got from it.
exactly what I got from it.
Yeah, and when you hear that, that to me is a serious topic that we're going to need to go over with him.
Hmm.
And of course, without prying too much, but basically to get into it and say, how do you equate what she experienced to what happened to her, and what was her life like? Because they made it pretty clear that she seemed to be a normal.
Yeah, I mean, she had all her mental faculties about her
Right, right.
prior to that happening.
No drug use or anything like that. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm curious about that as well. I think it's going to be a good show next week.
It's funny you just mentioned drug use because part of I'm very very critical, like that's what we're supposed to be doing here. And part of my thought process at one point was, well, this is the early '70s.
Right.
Was there some experimenting going on or things like this?
You're
And
right. You're right. And we should bring that up, man.
mm,
And it would not be, to me, it would not be a taboo subject to bring up and say, you know, did you guys happen to be experimenting with LSD?
mm,
Or, you know, you never
right,
know.
right.
You
You
never
don't
know.
know. You don't
No.
know, even though he was a computer guy. And it's funny because I was thinking along those lines, and then you hit the what do you do for a living, and that kind of
Yeah.
like put a little water on the theory I was developing for my next
Right,
question. So I
right.
didn't go there.
Oh, nice. All right, man. Let's wrap it up. Sherry, are you still alive?
Yes, sir.
You're really far from your mic. Can you get closer to your mic?
Yes, sir.
There
There
she
you go.
is.
I'm just worried because I kept thinking that
Oh,
Sherry, a
my.
door would open or something would slide across her room, and
Hey, don't say that. That's serious news
You've
now.
been
I
having some crazy things happening, Sherry.
Oh my gosh, this house is freaking me out.
we're
And you
booking
know
her in a
what?
couple of
I
weeks out.
asked
Yeah.
somebody. No, seriously, I asked someone, a couple people, if I can be followed. Okay, a couple people say yes. Most people say no. They say that most houses, when they're haunted, it's there. They stay there, whatnot, or whatever, whatever. But I'm
Right.
telling you, I don't know what to think because three houses now that I've bought, but you have to understand they're all old homes, have had activity. Three.
I have a
Okay?
theory.
What's that? You think I'm nuts, right?
No, I don't.
What's
But I don't
that?
want to scare you with my theory. But this is because I read the things that and I've been following this. I've known you for quite a while.
Right.
Do you think that you could be haunted?
It's possible. It
Because
is possible.
especially three places and the types of things that you post, and then of course that night that we had here
I know, that was
after
crazy.
the show, and sometimes during the program, especially True Ghost Stories, because I've done other radio with you. We've never had the Skype thing making noises the way it happens during this
Right.
program. I mean, just really odd, Sherry.
Well, I don't know. It's possible, but I'm going to find out. And I mean, I don't know because the things that are happening in this particular house that I'm at right now, I mean, literally, I can still hear myself echo. I barely have anything in it yet.
Hmm.
Is it happened so rapidly, so quickly. I've only been here what, a couple weeks?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
and the things that are happening in this particular house are things that never happened to me before.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I mean, I've had certain things happen, but, not literally something moving and being in a total different place where I absolutely notice it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I
Right.
mean, those, or seeing a black shadow, or hearing people talk, but I just can't make out what it is. At 2 a.m., it's waking myself up and my dogs.
Mm.
I take my dogs outside and there's no one around, which there's not much around anyway because I'm in the boonies, but you know what I'm saying? There's no one out there, there's no one talking, there's nothing. My
I think you
phone
should. I really think you should get one of these TGS teams to show up and
I'm
do
going to. I'm
and
going
check it
to.
out.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna I'm gonna speak to Vicky, and if she can't do it, I'm gonna speak to Colleen. There's
yeah.
this one guy that just came on my friends list. He says he's a witch. You
Mm.
talked to him earlier, didn't
That's
you?
and I guess his name is Christopher, right? Because he has the X like Xmas, like Christmas,
I don't know. I
and
couldn't
it's
pronounce it.
Xtopher. So I
Extifer?
guess his name is Christopher.
Must be.
Yeah, but I told him I'd like to have him on the show. I told him we might get him on next week, but I think we could fill up a whole show with Edwin if we did this much with Marsha.
Yeah, I'm pretty
We could
sure
probably
of
fill up
that.
a whole show, and then I'll try to bring him on for the following week.
That'd be
Right.
great.
But I'd like to talk to that guy too because he's Adam. This guy is like into witchcraft. He's not a religious guy. He's well, he's a religious guy, but he's into like Wiccan stuff.
Yeah, and he
Right.
teaches
So-
witchcraft literally.
Yeah, so he might be an interesting perspective to talk to because we've always talked to the people that are more, Christian oriented.
Well,
And it was-
Right.
the funny thing is he added me as a friend today because he saw my post.
Hmm.
The post of the first door that was opened.
Yeah, yeah.
The cabinet door.
Yeah, I saw him and I said this guy looks like he could offer something a little bit different
Right.
perspective wise, So
Yeah, well he
By
wants to
the-
come to my house. I don't know him.
easy to share.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
By the way, just a suggestion, Sherry, for the Chicago TGS team,
Yes, sir.
Marsha did say that she believes that home is currently bank owned, empty. Maybe there's a way that they can get in there.
Oh yeah, that might be a good idea.
That would be awesome.
That could be a very interesting True Ghost Stories episode.
Yeah, I'll have
If
to
you,
tell Nicholas
Sherry,
that.
if you could contact them between now and next Monday, and ask them to get in touch with the bank and see if they can get in there, we'll make that announcement on the air and say, listen, Edwin, by the way, a True Ghost Stories team is going to go into that house soon. They've already made arrangements. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be
I
kind of
can't
cool
do it
to
because Nicholas is on vacation for the next week and a half.
oh,
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
there's probably a realtor sign or somebody's
Yeah.
representing the home, and just give a call and see if you can get in there for
Yeah.
a few hours.
But it'll have to be later the next week because, like I said,
Mhm.
the Chicago team is on vacation.
Hmm.
So yeah. So
Tell
definitely
them
that'd be a
the
good
dead
idea.
tell them the dead don't take vacations.
Right.
You guys are hilarious. Anyway, that was a great review. I appreciate it. I'm still recording, so I might have to turn you guys off soon.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for staying over, Adam. I appreciate that.
No problem,
So,
guys.
And
So I'm gonna head off now,
Yeah, me
and
too.
thank you so much for listening. I guess if everyone listens to this little bonus section,
we're
this was
gonna.
True Ghost Stories.
Yes, that's right. Have a great evening, everyone. Thanks for Thomas and thanks Adam. You guys do a great job, and I'm so proud.
Thanks, guys. See you next
Have
Monday.
a great night.
All right.
Take care.
Good night.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.